commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Week 7 of the Indiana High School Athletic Association high school football season, and we continue our weekly coverage on Indiana Srn. And there's your matchup for the night. The Covenant Christian Warriors coming in at 6-0, coming off that emotional high win over Heritage Christian 36-21 1 week ago. It'll be interesting to see how they match up against a homeschool ball club tonight. The Southside Christian Knights, a ball club that is struggling. They are 0-5 on the season. Jerry Baker along with Keith Myers alongside. Keith, there's a football game to be played tonight, but there's an awful lot of stuff going on around tonight's game that we need to touch on.
Yeah, Covenant Christian is celebrating Cancer Awareness tonight. I think everybody in the whole entire state and the country is doing that, Jerry. And players, as you see balloons go up in the air, is honoring either grandma, grandpa, or a loved one who has lost their battle to cancer in a moving ceremony that's been going on for probably about 8 or 9 minutes. And captains and all those players that are just representing, saying maybe a goodbye or hello to grandma or whoever that loved one might be, and a kind of special occasion here at Covenant Christian.
And, of course, it involves one of the teachers at Covenant Christian also, Amy Abernathy, who is currently going through chemo treatments this semester for breast cancer, and she's going to be on hand to the ceremonial coin flip of the game. She is the longest tenured teacher at the school, and she's still in there slugging away.
And she has enthusiasm like unbelievable. She is a great lady, coached volleyball for a couple years, a great lady indeed, and every single time we're in the hallway, Jerry, there's always a smile on her face, and what a great lady, and what a neat. I hope she realizes that she has to flip that thing in the air, not serve the ball in the air.
Listen, whatever she does is okay with me tonight.
Exactly right. There you go.
Also hosting the Kingsway Christian Schools, one of the feeder schools tonight for the football program. Interesting. They try to. It's kind of I use the word recruitment. I don't mean it that way, but they're trying to get these young men to focus into the Covenant Christian program.
Well, any young man or young daughter or young girl who is playing anything in high school sports has an option to go anywhere to play high school sports now. And so what do you have to offer those kids? And when you do a recreation night like you have tonight, it's a feeder school in their school anyway, but now all of a sudden you see Big Bubba that's 6'2" and is going to be a freshman. You'd really like to see him in a uniform next year.
It's interesting you should say that. I think back to when I was in high school 100 years ago, and comparing our senior class boys at that time, which we thought were pretty tough dudes, and then I look at the freshmen at high schools around the state now who come out with growth on their face and beards. We never thought of that back then. Times have changed dramatically over the past several years.
I remember when 6'1" was big.
Oh, yeah. You're playing center on your basketball team, for one thing.
There you go.
You know, talking about this Southside Crimson Knights ball club, and they are an 0-5 team. Keith, you and I were chatting. The reason that the Covenant Christian is playing a homeschool team tonight, it's not ideal for the program. But before the season began, there were so many questions in the air and so many teams that were saying, we may not play. Some just said flat out, we're not going to play. So when the athletic department got a hold of this situation and they had a hold of their schedule, you start digging around trying to find somebody to play with. Now, had they been able to wait 3 weeks, there are a number of schools that would have been available to them, but tonight they've got a home school.
Yeah, and you look at this home school, they play at Seymour, Indiana, so they get a lot of kids from down that area. They've been around 25 years, so you look at the program, they've been around 25 years. They actually was a national champion in 2017 in the home school setting, and they had the best season then. They were 12-0.
12-0.
And so, you know, these kids have played around. They've also have played other partners of the IHSAA. They've played Washington in the past, Manual, Shortridge. I know they've played Covenant Christian, Indiana Deaf, Duggar, Traders Point, Oldenburg Academy, Westdale. So they played some people in 1A. So it's been very interesting. Here's the coin toss.
Here's the coin toss. Let's see how high we get this in the air here.
Okay, let's see that.
Well, let's give her a little bit of slack. Some slack.
I just kind of like the Warrior baseball cap that Andy Gossel must have gave her. Here we go.
Andy Gossel's the athletic director of the school. Well, it got it in the air anyway. And there we go.
Pretty high.
Good toss.
Yeah.
Now let's see what the officials are going to say.
They're going to tell her if we do it.
It appears that the Crimson Knights won the toss, and I would assume they're going to defer to the second half and try to get the football. They're not talking to the captains of Covenant Christian. And no signal yet. Here we go. Crimson Knights. Well, we're going to have to hold off here for just a second. Let's talk about the Knights. One of the problems that they're running into with this 0-5 record, they're coached, by the way, by Dave King. They were shut out in the first 2 games of the year and outscored 65-0. 66-0 at Landmark Christian over in Cincinnati. Then they were home to Columbus Crusaders in Galena, Ohio, and they lost 19-0 there after a 47-0 loss. They did get on the board against Calumet Christian in Griffith, Indiana. They lost that ball game 22-8. Then at Osceola Grace, a 42-22 loss, and then last Saturday they lost to Noblesville 12-6. So a pretty good football game, and those are, I would assume, for the most part, again, home school situations. So they are averaging just over a touchdown a game and giving up 28-4. That is not the situation you want to face when you're coming in against a ball club like Covenant Christian that's really on a roll right now.
Covenant Christian played, as you mentioned, they are probably still ecstatic on their victory last week over Heritage Christian. And, you look at that game, and Heritage Christian now is going to LaPel. Covenant Christian now gets to play the Crimson Knights, and you go, okay, is this a letdown game? Because, Jerry, we've been in many booths in the past that you think this is going to be a win for this team, and they struggle. We saw last night in Heritage Christian playing volleyball, struggled against Guerin Catholic, won the game. But is this a trap game? Because next week they play a very good Park Tudor ball club.
To a certain degree, this is a bit of a benefit for Covenant Christian. I'm not taking anything away from the Crimson Knights because I'll be perfectly frank about it. Between Keith and me and all of the phone calls and emails we have sent out, we have very little information on this ball club. But if you're going to come off a high like that win over Heritage Christian, this may be the ball club that you want to face, a ball club that is having some struggles, and it's a home school situation. So to a certain degree, it's a bit of a break for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, I would think it would be. It's another home game. They got to the Cancer Awareness Night. They've been averaging about 450 fans a night when they're at home, so that's another good gate for them. So, it's kind of neat. You give these Crimson Knights an opportunity as – when you have cheerleaders, then you must have something in your program because you have cheerleaders.
Absolutely. Covenant Christian's a powerful ball club. They're averaging 52.8 points per ball game and giving up only 7.8. They are number 2 in Class 1A on offense, number 2 in the entire state to Park Heritage. They are number 2 in Class 1A on defense behind West Washington. They are 12th in the state on defense and an average margin number 2 in 1A and an average of 45 points per game winning, and they're number 2 in the state to West Washington. So statistically, they are the second best ball club numbers-wise in Class 1A, and the rankings this week that came out, AP's got them number 8, football coaches number 6, Sagarin has them number 3 in 1A. The schedule, of course, is always an issue when you're a smaller school. The 279th ranked rating as far as competition is concerned. Here is the kickoff, and it will go into the end zone, and it will be the Crimson Knights to get the football on their own 20-yard line.
Jackson Brew has kicked it in the end zone more times than I could even make it to the 50.
Well, that's not saying a lot on your part.
Thanks, Jerry. I'm so glad that you're here.
Well, we're going to be picking up names and numbers as best we can as the game wears on. We think Christopher Klein will be the starting quarterback, and we'll kind of wait and see how they line up out and what kind of a offense they're going to run. Quarterback under center, put a man in motion to the near side, and they're looking to throw on first down. Got a receiver upfield. It is incomplete. It'll be second down and 20. And that pass intended that time for the Crimson Knights, number 20, Nathan Clark, 5'11", 175-pound senior. He lists as a strong safety, but Keith, much like Covenant Christian, their guys are going to be going both ways.
Yeah, and I looked at the roster. 28 guys made the trip today for the Crimson Knights compared to 38 to Covenant Christian. So man-to-man about even.
I'm not sure what kind of a rushing game they have, Keith, but this goes back to what we've talked about in the past. If you're the underdog, and they definitely are, you like to shorten the game a little bit by keeping that clock running. They throw on first down.
Yes.
Put a man in motion to the far side of the offensive line and caught in the backfield, and good defense employed that time by 2 or 3 of the Crimson Ball of the Covenant Christian Ball Club. Here's the defensive alignment now for Covenant Christian. A couple of changes. They've got some injured people. Will Ryans will come in at the cornerbacking spot. Jackson Brood jumps over to one of the safety positions. They've got a change on the defensive tackle. 78 Eli Carlson, 6'3", 245, and a sophomore will be in that defensive line.
How would you like to get that call on Thursday afternoon?
Yeah. By the way, you're starting a defensive tackle. They've got a good-sized defensive tackle line in there. We'll talk more about that as we have the opportunity. Here's the handoff up the middle, maybe a fumble, and Covenant Christian says they have the football, and that's the worst thing that can happen if you're an underdog like they are, and they're going to spot the ball. It looks to be about the 20-yard line.
That's the 15-yard line, Jerry.
All right, here's the offensive lineup now for Covenant Christian. Caleb Probst, by the way, will start at the right guard spot. Again, the injuries, they've got injuries to Brad Nardy, B.J. Lomax, and Cole Thomas. So that offensive line goes down a little bit. They're averaging 219 pounds per man from tackle to tackle. We'll try to identify those guys, have an opportunity. At the 15 it is?
Yes, sir.
All right, so first down for the Covenant Christian Ball Club. Here's the handoff of the backfield. Michael Wilson will get the call over the left side. The left tackles are Jaron McDuffie, 5'10", 195, and a senior. Right tackle Wyatt Bowman, 5'8", 175, and a sophomore. The guards are Eli Carlson, 6'3", 245, and a sophomore. Caleb Probst, I mentioned him, 6'1", 200, and a senior. And the center is Ethan Sparks, 6'5", 280, and a junior. And again, they average 219 pounds per man from tackle to tackle.
That's big.
So it's going to be a second down and about the same yardage with very little gain that time from the 15-yard line. Throwing, passes caught on the near side at the 10-yard line and finally knocked down inside the 15. And the pass cut by Jackson Brew.
Jackson Brew did the 5-yard shuffle, and they're just short. Third and, wow, only got 3 yards on that one.
Well, it's a little hard to read the yard lines from where we are located tonight, so we'll do the best we can to keep you current on that. So it's a third down, and a couple of yards to go for the first down, and one of the big defensive linemen jumps offside.
How about Samuel King? He's 74. He's a senior, 6'4", 255.
They list him also an offensive tackle, so obviously he'll go both ways. The penalty will give Covenant Christian a first down. And the ball is spotted inside the 5-yard line, about the we'll call it the 5. It's pretty close to the 4-yard line. Double running backs. Here's the handoff, circling left side, and this is Michael Wilson. And Wilson will go in for the touchdown.
Wilson just ran power, sweep right down the middle. First touchdown of the night for Wilson.
And I suggest probably not the last.
The 9:20 mark.
9:20 of the first quarter on the turnover.
The drum line is working very well tonight, Jerry.
Here's the point after by Brew. He is 30 of 38 on the year from the point after category. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is good. So with the score showing 7-0, 9:20 first quarter, a timeout.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana Srn app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on Indiana SRN. If you would like to know more information about Indiana SRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
So after the turnover, a 3-yard drive covering only 15 yards, 4-yard run by Michael Wilson. Point after was good, 7-0. Game just getting underway. And here's the kickoff now by Covenant Christian. This will sail into the, well, no, it did not. Took a bounce at about the 2 or 3. And Crimson Knights will had to pick it up.
I tell you what, Jerry, I think everybody thought that was going to go in the end zone.
Absolutely.
And I tell you what, if the player did not come back, I think that was number 20, Nathan Clark. If he did not come back and pick that ball up, that ball's alive.
Absolutely. So they will start this drive, they being Covenant Christian. Here's a look at the touchdown again.
Here's Wilson just making a sweep. Nice little block by Trey Flatt out in the middle. Touchdown.
And that's how we stand. That happened early on at the 9:20 mark of the first quarter of play. So we'll get a look at the offense now. Once again at the Crimson Knights. They ran 2 plays, fumbled on the third possession, third play, turned the ball over on the 15, and just like that, it's 7-0. So here we go again. Klein will be at quarterback. They'll put a man in motion, swing it to the near side. Klein wants to throw this way, and it is incomplete. Let's see. Yep, we're going to get a penalty call. Pass intended that time for number 20, Nathan Clark, a 5'11", 175-pound senior.
They may call this pass interference. I don't know, Jerry. That's close. He did interfere with him. We'll give it to him.
So this drive is starting, Keith, at about the 9-yard line. And the first play will give them a first down. So they get the first down. Ball comes out to about the 19-yard line. Pretty good protection that time, going for the big haul and overthrown. That's about the 40-yard line. So it's going to be a second down and 10. They've thrown on 3 of the 4 plays so far.
And we've only played 3 minutes. Could be a very long game, Jerry.
Yeah, the way it's going, and again, that's not what I anticipated. I thought, if anything, they just keep running the ball. If you get what you can get, if they've got any kind of a punting situation where they can get it away, why, just try to pin Covenant Christian back, but that's not the situation right now. 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. And going backwards inside the 15, back to around the 12. And they will spot it down right about the 15-yard line.
That'll bring up third down.
It's going to be a third down and long. That is where they spotted it at the 20. And so it's going to be third down and about 15 yards to go for the first down. Crimson Knights with a very limited roster, and what the number of players that they have, as Keith pointed out, they're going to go both ways. And we'll get the first penalty marker. It's going to be a procedure call against the Crimson Knights. Mark them back 5 more. Again, the line of scrimmage originally was up around the 9-yard line, up around the 24-yard line.
Yeah,
and they have marched it backwards.
Third and 20.
3rd and 20 now.
They got a first down on the defensive pass interference and got him out of a hole. They started this drive back at the 9. 3rd down and 20. Now they're forced into a passing situation. Klein will throw. There's another flag coming down. That looks like a holding call being called against the Golden Knights, the Crimson Knights. And so the line of scrimmage was at the about the 14-yard line. That's where it's set up right now. And it'll be, on the far side they show 4th down. So they may have turned down the penalty and made it a 4th down. So the punting situation, the punter standing almost on his own goal line. It's a high snap. They will get it away. Kind of a wobbly kick, but it gets a good bounce for the Crimson Knights and rolls all the way out to the midfield stripe. Pretty good punt. Got him out of jail in a hurry.
That's the best thing that could happen for you right now.
Yep. So a fumble on the first possession and a punt on the second possession. And not bad field position, but it could have been a whole lot worse for the Crimson Knights as Kevin Christian gets the ball for the second time. Started the first drive at the 15 after the fumble recovery.
If we remember last week, Jerry, every single possession in the first half was on Heritage side of the field.
That's right. They had great field position all night long. Back to throw on 1st down and 10. And it is caught at about the 20-yard line. What a great throw that time. Double defenders back there, but nobody could get to the receiver. And I think that's Jackson Brew.
Yep, number 10.
For the big catch. So Brew gets the first down, more importantly, gets the yardage. And the ball is at the 20-yard line.
Pick up a 30 yards that time, Jerry.
Pretty good pass, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's not unusual for Austin Frazier, the quarterback. His longest pass this year has been in that category. 1st down and 10, and the whistle will blow this play dead.
False start as they're moving toward the line of scrimmage. That happened to him a couple times last week. You got to be patient. We're not playing in Canada, eh?
Frazier coming into the game is 48 of 82 for 980 yards. So he, with that 30 yards, goes over the 1,000 mark. Passing completion yardage this year. So we'll back her up, make it 1st down and 15. Frazier looking to throw, got a receiver. It is caught and into the end zone for the touchdown. And I'm trying to figure the yardage here. They was at the 20, should have been a 25-yard touchdown reception. And the pass is caught by, that's 16 or 18?
That's number 19. That's Arian.
Terry. Terry gets the touchdown. And the point after will be up, and it will be good. So just like that. We'll take a break now. You're watching Warrior Football, powered by Indiana SRN.
More fixing, more finding, more being original. Unique like this, trendy like that. More designing this, arranging that. More saving, and then more making it happen. More of your space looking like this, and more of you feeling like that. More excitement, more savings, more furniture, more rugs, more flooring. more affordable luxury from RG Decor.
Couple of plays covering 50 yards and a 25-yard touchdown pass. Austin Frazier to number 19, Adrian Terry, at the 6:44 mark of the opening quarter, and it's 14-0. So far, Covenant Christian's only run 5 plays, and they're up by 14 points. So they will kick it off. Jackson Brew does the honors. And taken inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. Circling right side, trying to find some running room.
Nathan Clark with the kickoff return for the Crimson Knights.
Nathan Clark on the return.
Here's the touchdown, Jerry. Just a 3-step drop. And I tell you what, Terry was he had 3 guys around him. Nice pass. Put that right in the middle of 3 guys.
Yeah, Frazier's been very effective. That is his 20th touchdown pass of the year, by the way. So the ball's at the 13-yard line. The Knights have not had very good field position to start. They're going to be buried inside the 10, back to about the 6-yard line.
Jay Wright and a cast of a couple other guys getting him down with 6:18 to play.
It was spotted just across the 10-yard line. Loss of 3 on the play. Clock ticking down toward the 6-minute mark of the opening quarter. And so far the Knights have, with the exception of that penalty that gave them a first down, have shown nothing on offense. A fumble on the first possession, had to punt it away on the second. Had a pretty good punt, by the way. And this time they'll keep the ball on the ground, get it out to around the 10. And they're still shy of the original line of scrimmage. We mentioned they just don't score any points. And you can kind of see why their offense just does not get cranked on, they being the Crimson Knights. And again, this is a homeschool football team. They're averaging just a touch over a touchdown a game. Their best offense was 22 points in a 42-22 loss to Osceola Grace. So we're second down at 14.
They're taking all the 40-second play clock, though, I tell you that much.
Well, that's pretty wise on their part, to be perfectly honest, Keith. There's no sense hurrying it up. Again, they'll hand off and get it up the middle, and they shy of the original line of scrimmage. Out to about the 11, perhaps the 12. This drive starting on the 13th. So it's 4th down and 11. See if we can pick up the punter this time, Keith. He knocked home a pretty good one last time.
Yes, sir, he did.
Well, it looks to be number 13. And that's beautiful because he's not on the roster.
Number 3, Jerry.
Is it 3?
Dunlap.
Jaron Dunlap and Jacob Dunlap are on this roster. They're brothers. He does get the punt away. It's a high punt, kind of shanked it, if you will. Gets a pretty good bounce. It hit at about the 20 and rolls out to close to the 30-yard line.
And Mr. Terry was going to get that ball, Jerry, and you heard the coach, he said, get away from it. So the ball's going to land on the 25-yard line. Another great field possession for the Covenant Christian Warriors.
One of the cries under those conditions is fire, 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 which means get the heck out of the way. And it is on the 30-yard line. So another good field position this time for Covenant Christian, and they don't need a lot of help offensively. We talked about how they are ranked number 2 in Class 1A in offense. Behind, and they're number 2 in the state for that matter, behind Park Heritage. So here we go, first down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Going on first down at the flat of the far side. Got running room out there, trying to turn the corner and going to be brought down eventually. But finally, he was put at about the 8 or 9 yard line. Worked his way inside the 5 down to around the 4. We'll see where the spot is. It should be around the 4 yard line.
Joshua Hyde wanted to tackle, but he tackled the football and not the player.
Well, they gave him the defense a little credit there. They put him down on the 5 yard line. So that'll be a first down for Covenant Christian. They can get a first down on this drive. Ball is right at the 15-yard line. Throwing on first down and a wide open receiver in the end zone. 15-yard touchdown pass. And that was just way too easy.
Trey Flatt on the reception.
Happening at the 2:54 mark of the first quarter. So we'll go for the point after again. And it is good.
Jacksonville's extra point is good.
21-0 with 2:51 to go on the first quarter. You're watching Warrior Football powered by Indiana Srn.
You got a broken door, trapped car, you can't buy time.
We take it very seriously and take pride in being responsive.
We have all of Central Indiana covered from Martinsville,
Avon, up to Anderson,
to Cicero.
There's always somebody in your area.
It's important that we're able to get there, same day, because people's time is valuable.
On our trucks, we carry just about everything we need to fix a garage door right then and there.
Sunshine, rain, or snow, we're good to go.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Couple of plays covering 30 yards. And a 21-0 lead on the reception by Flatt from 15 yards out. And Covenant Christian will kick it off again, and this time it will go into the end zone, and that's probably the best situation possible for the Crimson Knights.
Jerry, you look at this program, 25 years, and because here's the touchdown. This is Flatt throwing to his brother Flatt. You think they do that in the backyard?
I would imagine they've worn paths in the backyard.
And I guarantee you they play basketball in the backyard with Dad, because Dad's the basketball coach. But, you look at this program, the Crimson Knights program, at 25 years, and you go, wow, wouldn't they be a little bit better? Well, you're depending on the community to come out and play for you. So it's not a school, so you can play. You're looking at the community to help support you.
So the drive will start for the 20-yard line. And so far, the Crimson Knights have not been able to move the football at all. They will fire. This pass is incomplete. They had a receiver open, Isaiah Whitman, a 6'4", 235-pound junior. And the clock will stop now at 2:42 to go in this opening quarter of play. They list Jacob Dunlap and Aiden Losh as their running backs. And Jalen Dunlap also is one of their top receivers. This time they'll put wideouts on the left side. Ethan Click is the guy at the very right side of your screen. Rolling out, firing. The flag is down. The pass is incomplete. Wait for the flag call. My guess is holding. Because they, being Kevin and Kristen, are coming in so fast. There's just not much that the Knights can do right now to stop them. It is holding. And the penalty is declined. So it's 3rd down and 10. Crimson Knights play in the Homeschool Football Association. This program, and Keith mentioned this earlier, was established back in 1995, but there's very little continuity to it because your families moving in, moving out. A youngster says, I'm not going to high school, I'll try this. It doesn't work, he's not happy, not getting playing time or just whatever. So they got a constant flux of people coming in.
It's a rebuilding process every single time.
Every year.
Every year. Yep, you're right.
A pass incomplete. Intended on the far side. You know, Keith, not to be facetious, but it almost might be from game to game where you're trying to, a kid says, hey, I've had enough of this, we're 0-5.
Yeah, how many players, you started with 45, 50 kids on your rosters, and how many, the success story is if you end up with 45 or 50 kids on your roster.
Very good point.
Hey, congratulations to Coaches of the Week, Mike Davison from Mishawaka Marion, Brett Fox from Columbia City, Herb King from Seeger, Bob Prescott from Hamilton North, and Mark Raisin for Northview. We got some more coming your way in just a couple minutes.
Well, it would appear that Jaron Dunlap, a 5'5", 115-pound sophomore free safety, will boot it away. It's a low kick. Takes a nice bounce, though, for Crimson. And we'll get across the 50-yard line and down to around the 46. Well, Austin Frazier's having just a super year this year. Youngster, as I mentioned, has just gone over 3,000 yards in a career. His career numbers, 48 touchdowns, 3,515 yards. On the year now, he is over 1,000 yards with 48 of 82 for 980 coming into the game. A high game this year of 179 against Indianapolis Tindley. So they'll start Keith at the 46 this time. That's their worst starting position. On to 1st down and 10. Got some running room this time, coming to the near side and breaking a couple of tackles. Getting back inside and picking up good yardage. Is that Nardy?
Yes, sir. Let's finish these Coaches of the Week, Jerry. Good friends that we know. Brandon Winters from Southport. Jake Gilbert from Westfield. Mike Goldberg for Evansville Memorial. Evansville Wright, sorry about that. And your good buddy, Bob Gaddis. He's been coaching for 135 years, hasn't he? Him and Bud Wright.
You know what's also interesting? On the injured player list out for the game, number 11, Brad Nardy.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
That's the reason for my hesitation. I'm thinking, wait a minute, he's injured. He's not supposed to be in the lineup now.
And now he's playing.
Yeah, he's playing and playing well.
Put me in, coach.
So it's 1st down and 10 again with a minute and a half to go in the first half. And again, that's Nardy, number 11, climbing up the bottom of the pile down there. He was injured. I think, Keith, you remember on the little skirmish they had on the far side of the against Heritage Christian. Here is a penalty being called against Covenant Christian.
I think he got an unsportsmanlike conduct on Nardy because he kicked the
Yeah,
player
he did.
getting up.
If he did, that'll set him back 15. They're at the 40-yard line.
Got a score here in the first quarter. Heritage Christian 7, Lapel 7. That's on Indiana SRN as well tonight.
This should be a pretty good ball game.
Lapel's not bad.
I should point out, by the way, this game's being played at Zionsville West Middle School, which is the home school of Covenant Christian. Officials having a tough time here figuring this out.
Over 560 yards, 14 carries a game. His highest game, 112 yards.
10 touchdowns to his credit likewise. Got a couple of receptions. He has 2 receptions for a total of 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. So they will spot it back at the 46-yard line. And the clock starts to wind down to 1:15. It'll be first down and 25. Handoff again. Cutting inside and cutting back outside. Dropped the ball momentarily, but no harm, no foul. That is number 23. That's Gage Coffey.
So they have already played a whole entire different backfield with 45 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Well, did we kind of expect that?
Yeah, Coach told me that he was going to try to keep a lot of players fresh tonight.
Well, they're kind of looking ahead, although you can't do that, but he's got a heck of a game next week against Park Tudor. A surprise, if anybody is in the state, is Park Tudor. They've had some horrible years, and they have got that program turned around. Second down and 13. Passing the flat to the far side. He is caught at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up about a dozen yards. And the tackle being made by Joshua Hyde of the Crimson Knights.
Gage Coffey, the receiver. You know what disappoints me, Jerry, is he has more hair, facial hair on his face than I have on the top of my head.
Well, that is the end of the first quarter of play, and as expected, pretty much what we had anticipated. It's a 21-0 football game. Covenant Christian leading the Crimson Knights, and you are watching Warrior Football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Faith in a company is extremely important, and Johnson Mello puts their money where their mouth is. In the past several years, we've, as a company, had tithed in which is pretty unheard of.
Things from donating equipment to churches, helping non-for-profits, helping wounded warriors, working with the Catholic community, the churches, a lot of people that may be even struggling that help daycares, help children come into this industry. So we do a lot of donations back to the community, but also our workers and our team also helps in those projects.
Three scores in the first quarter for Covenant Christian. Wilson, a 4-yard run at the 9:20 mark. Terry, a 25-yard pass reception at the 6:44 mark. And Flat, a reception at the 2:54 mark from 15 yards out. And that's how we stand at 21-0. Good defense employed that time. Nice effort by the Crimson Knights. Number 12, Ethan Click, is one of the guys that came in there defensively.
Update score for you, Jerry. Heritage Christian just scored to make it 14-7 over Lapel with 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. Keep you abreast of all the scores that are going on tonight in the state of Indiana. I hear that's almost 97% of all the schools are playing today.
Good, that's good to hear. And a bit of a surprise based on what we saw, 3 months ago, 2 months ago?
Yes, sir.
Firing away on second down, pass is caught. Pass completion that time to 16, Gavin Tyndall. It'll be short of the first down, and the third down and roughly 10 yards to go for the first down coming up now for Covenant Christian.
How about Tony Platt getting some reps, resting Austin Frazier? This is a very good move for Coach.
Tony coming in at the quarterbacking spot wearing number 12. He has seen some action at quarterback this year. Set up with the right side loaded, go that away offensively. Pass is caught, and good defensive pursuit that time, turned in by the Knights number 44, Jaron Lindsay. And that's short of the first down.
You go here.
Oh, yeah.
You're up 21-0, nothing hurt, 25-yard line. You know, you mentioned Park Tudor, the success story they have had. Boy, they have turned it around, haven't they?
They really have. And they're good, of course, they're in the same sectional with Covenant Christian, along with number 1, Indianapolis Lutheran.
How about Sheridan is in that?
Sheridan is in there. That's a bear of a sectional, my friend. So what time it'll be taken? 9:46 to go here in the first half.
Covenant.
And with fourth down and 5, Covenant wants to talk things over with the coaching staff.
Let's look at the rankings of the Indiana SRN Top 5 rankings brought to you by Jeff Sagrin. Number 1, Center Grove. Number 2, Brownsburg. Number 3, Carmel. Westfield 4, and Maryville 5. You have the APs there, Jerry.
I've got all 3 of them. As a matter of fact, Center Grove dominated in the Class 6A, number 1. They're playing at Pike tonight. Now, under normal conditions, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, been a walkover.
Yeah.
But not tonight. Pike's got a pretty good football team.
Is that right?
And I think they're going to make it a little bit interesting.
How about in 5A, Cathedral, Fort Wayne Dwenger, Decatur Central, New Pal, and Valparaiso. How about Cathedral?
Well, they got to go on the road again tonight. They're in Cincinnati. They might as well take out residents in the Buckeye State. They're at Cincinnati Elder tonight.
Fort Wayne Dwenger playing very well as we're looking at fourth down, and we'll finish the roundup of that in just a couple of minutes.
All right, so it's going to be a fourth down, and it looks like the coaching staff has decided what the heck, let's just go for it here. And they have the option. They've got a good running back, of course, in Wilson and Coffey, and the H-backs are Trey Flatt and Will Lyons, so we'll see what they decide to do. And, of course, when you've got Frazier or Tony Flatt running at the quarterbacking spot, you have the option to throw the football. You need about 5-6 yards. There's 5 of them giving back to you right there. Crimson Knights jump offside. That was Isaiah Whitman, a 6'4", 235-pound junior. Got a little anxious. I don't think that'll give him a first down, or will it? I think they're still going to be,
He's going to be short.
About a yard shy.
Wow. Well, 4th and 1 is a lot better than 4th and 6.
Yep. Now you know what they're going to do.
Yes, sir.
This drive starting at the 46-yard line. Wide out split to the left side of your screen. I don't think you're going to see those guys get any action out there. They're going to put this ball in the hands of the running back and just pick up the yardage or quarterback keep. That's a good option likewise. And down the sideline they go, and into the end zone they go.
He put that all the way in the belly. Tony Flatt. I think that's his second touchdown of the night.
It is. And I'm trying to figure where it was from. The 20.
Looked like the 21-yard line, Jerry.
21-yard line. Hard to pick up the yard markers on the side of the field. We're doing the best we could do right now with what we have to work with. Point after is coming up. Jackson Brew 30 of 38 coming into the game, so he's 33 of 41.
They're going to reset the play clock because they let the play clock run 7 seconds more. We will make up that 7 seconds, Jerry.
So we'll let the point after go. Here is the attempt by Brew. Boy, he kicks it high, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
That's good.
Jackson Brew's extra point.
And a timeout. You're watching Warrior Football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Every day, Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling keeps Hoosiers comfortable at home. When you see our bright orange trucks on the road or in your neighborhood, you know the Summers tradition of trust is alive and well. We deliver essential services where you need them, when you need them. We're trusted for quality service at fair prices. Plus, we do what it takes to keep you safe in a time like this. Just call Summers and enjoy the season at home in comfort.
Huh? Welcome back to the ball game. Hey, Jerry, when did you get here?
I just showed up.
I just wondered. Thanks to my lovely wife, made a nice little relish tray tonight, Jerry. So at halftime, we could get some hoagies. Folks, it's 28-0. We're thank you very much for joining us here on the SRN. I'm monitoring other games, and I got nailed, but my producer wanted to know what I'm doing. So Heritage Christian leads Lapel 14-7. I'll keep you posted on everything else. We're also going to run down the top 5 for you in 4A and 3A in this possession.
Covenant Christian on the season has now outscored their opponents in the first quarter 130-6.
Boy, that was a fumble, and luckily for the Crimson Knights, they picked it up.
They've only been scored on once in the second quarter, and that was in that game against Heritage Christian. They've outscored their opponents in the second quarter over all of the season, 129-7. And that's the reason their numbers are so good statewide defensively. Number 2 in 1A and number 2 in the state. Number 12 in the state on defense. Only West Washington is better than them in Class 1A.
You know, you talked about their sectional. You got Edinburgh, Indiana School for the Deaf is in that sectional as well. So what a brutal sectional they'll have to play in
it's going to be
this year.
Tough. If near as I can figure, that's the 11-yard line. Will you concur?
I would say you're correct.
All right. So Crimson Knights football. This is the 5th time they've had the football. And they've only run, for the most part, on any single possession, 3 plays. And one of those was a big gift on a pass interference. And now that 11-yard line is going to diminish back to about the 6 or the 7. Indianapolis Crimson Knights, they will play at Middletown Christian in Franklin, Ohio for their final game a week from tomorrow.
They lost a couple of games because of the virus.
Yeah, it's a very short schedule. Only got 7 games this year. Did not score in the first 2 contests, as we pointed out. They were shut out by Landmark Christian in Cincinnati and then Columbus Crusaders of Galena, Ohio, for a combined score of 66-0. Second down, and about 14 to go for the first down.
Oh, he falls down.
And we'll mark it back a little further, back to about the 4-yard line. Keith, I don't know, in a game like this, we mentioned this could have been a trap game. Had they been playing, let's say, a quality IHSAA squad, this could have been a trap game coming off of that emotional win over Heritage Christian. And in this particular game, one of your goals here is obviously to win, but secondly, you come out here as healthy as you possibly can.
Yeah, and the interesting thing here, Jerry, is because of the game that's being played right now, you can play almost everybody.
Yeah. So a lot of kids who don't get much playing time, or much recognition. There's a pickup of about a yard. It'll be 3rd down and long. Are going to get a chance to play, and that's good. That gives them some enticement to stay with the ball club and keep working.
Well, back in the day when I was the athletic director, you had to play 4 plays to get your letter. So I think everybody will maybe be able to get their 4 plays in tonight.
4th down, and they're roughly saying it's about 16 yards to go for the first down. And we'll go into a punting situation. Keith, that is number 13. Now, I told you originally that was 13, and you said, no, it's 3. Am I correct?
13. You're correct, Jerry.
All right.
I don't have a 13 on my roster.
There ain't no 13 on our roster, so the ghost is going, and it's going to go out of the end zone. There's a safety.
Wow. If anything else could go wrong for you, that's it.
Ball went out of the bounds from the end zone.
So now they will free kick it from the 20-yard line.
Don't you feel bad?
You know, I've been on this side of the fence. As coaching, I've been on this side of the fence, and it's not fun. Now, I've been on the opposite side as well, and it's a little bit more fun. But, you know.
No, I'm saying about giving me the wrong number. I'm just working away.
You're working like a dog. Yeah,
I'm trying to get it right.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
We knew this was going to be a hassle. Keith spent, 3 days, I guess. He contacted everybody but the governor of the state trying to get names.
Well, Governor Holcomb wouldn't take my call.
No, we tried to get names. We tried to get numbers. We tried to get depth charts. We got zip. So we're making this up as we go. Bear with us. And that's a safety, so add 2 more.
You know, Governor Holcomb's a good friend of mine, and he didn't answer my call.
Well, he didn't have your mask on.
Oh, I guess I didn't. Okay, there you go. That's okay.
So when did this happen? This happens at the 6:36 mark of the second quarter, making it 30-0.
A very busy night in high school football.
We're going to keep up with the other games here. That's about.
Yeah, we'll keep you abreast. We have the 4 corners on, so we're going to keep those abreast for you. Got a halftime show for you as well, so stay with us.
Well, there's some good games going on tonight. Awfully good teams. I love the Mooresville Ball Club. What a great story that is this year. They're ranked number 2. In the AP poll and the IHSAA and the Sagarin poll. Here's the kick, the punt, and out to just across the midfield stripe into Crimson Knight territory, depending on where they spot it. 48.
Let's look at the 4A schedule, 4A rankings. Mount Vernon 1, Mooresville, as you mentioned, 2, East Central 3, Roncalli 4, Hobart number 5, Mount Vernon number 1. They're playing Newcastle. Newcastle's playing a pretty good ball game.
They are ranked.
Mooresville, as you said, is a very good ball club. Roncalli will play tomorrow. I think they play Bloomington either North or Bloomington South tomorrow. And in Hobart, you know, our good friend up there in Hobart County loves that ball club.
All right, so it's first down and 10 with 6:27 to go here in the first half of tonight's game. Inside, once again, the territory for the Crimson Knights. They start the drive, and they will pick up about 7 or 8 yards on that play. Samuel King, 6'4", 255 senior, on the stop.
And we'll mention his name, Paul Connery. You know Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Paul loves the Hobart boys. 3A is Chittard, Mishawaka, Marion, Danville, Southridge, Fort Wayne, Concordia. What do you think about this Chittard team?
Well, it's typical Chittard is what it is. That's exactly what they do there. And they do it legit, Miller. They go out and they just beat up on people. They don't dodge. Their schedule's pretty good, too. They don't dodge anybody. Here's a handoff over left tackle. And the tackle's being made once again by Samuel King. And it'll be short of the first down. Third down coming up.
In 2A, Andrean, Eastside, Pioneer, Eastbrook, and LaVille. Eastbrook's had success for a long time up there.
You know, it's interesting. Chittard is playing Merrillville tonight. And Merrillville is ranked number 5 in the Sagarin poll in 6A.
Amazing.
So here we go now with the clock approaching the 5-minute mark. 3rd down and a couple of yards to go for the first down. And they'll circle the flanks on the left side. They'll get the first down. And once again, that is Brad Nardy, who is on the injured list and will not play tonight. But he's doing a pretty darn good job of it, isn't he? He was out with an injury. They had 3 other guys out. He's the tailback, an H-back, and a linebacker. Nardy is. P.J. Lomax, a wide receiver and safety, was out, or we assume out. And the right guard and defensive tackle Cole Thomas were all indicators that they were going to be injured. Here's a penalty, the holding penalty against Covenant Christian. So we will take that 1st and 10 off the board. March it back across midfield, spotted at the 45. This drive began at the 48 on the other side of the line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd down and looks to be about 16 yards for the first down, 17 yards for the first down. 3rd down and 17. Throwing on the 3rd down. Going to try to get a bunch of it. Got a receiver upfield, overthrew him. Well, they had a guy right there. Johnny on the spot. Just too much air under the ball. So we're 4th down. And they being Covenant Christian, will punt it away. First time they've had to punt the football. They've scored on every possession, including possession they didn't have when they got the safety. And they don't have enough players on the field, so they hustle big number 84 out there, and that's Daniel Shin. We're going to be looking at some players wearing double numbers on the roster, and I think he's one of them. Here's the snap. Punt is away, hits it about the 25, takes a beautiful Covenant Christian bounce inside the 10, down to around the 8-yard line.
So if you're the Crimson Knights, you're looking for something positive, Jerry. I think this is going to be the 6th time they've had the ball. What do you do? I mean, you throw the ball, you try to run the ball. You just look at something positive here. The thing that I have noticed, though, Covenant Christian now looks like they've gone too deep on their defense.
Well, the standing run of their goal line, getting ready for this possession with 4 minutes and 37 seconds remaining here in the first half. Ball is at the 8-yard line. And here's the snap. Firing upfield. Pass is incomplete. Pass intended for Ethan Click.
And how about that? Ty Gossel breaking that up.
Pass was knocked down by Ty Gossel.
Grandma will be very proud of Ty. We've got a flag on the play. Holding against the Crimson Knights. They're going to decline. They're going to take this penalty.
Well, apparently they are. I thought they might decline it since it was an incomplete pass, but it'll move them back to
about the 5, right there.
It's got to be about the 4. The yardage that we have was the 8, so it should have been about the 3-yard line. So it stays at first down and 15 yards to go. Here's the pass on the near side, broken up this time. Good double coverage that time.
That ball was almost intercepted.
Klein's pass incomplete, intended for number 13, Tyler Cohn.
So the clock will stop at 4:25 of this first half. Second down and 15 yards to go for the first down.
Second down, Crimson Knights.
as we mentioned, Covenant Christian will play next week at home against Park Tudor.
Park Tudor changed its schedule, by the way. They were originally scheduled to meet Phelan Academy, it's a charter school. It was 2-2 tonight. And I'm not sure exactly when this happened. Here's the pass, incomplete again.
Wednesday afternoon.
Picked up
Beech Grove.
Happened to late. They picked up Beech Grove, which is a 4A school, by the way.
Yeah.
So they jumped from a charter school to a 4A school. Beech Grove is 4-2 on the year. So Park Tudor right now is in the rankings at number 12. That's a gutsy call by the school.
Courtney Whitehead, the athletic director. No guts, no glory, right?
Well, it's
a guy got to take your hat off to him.
Absolutely, and there's so much going on right now of schools. You got to check the schedule almost weekly,
daily,
to see if the school you're playing is still playing, and then try to find someone to fit in there. They're throwing now on third down, and it is incomplete once again. And again, really good defensive coverage turned in that time by Covenant Christian.
You know, Jerry, you look at that, and, you know, as broadcasters of what we do, we have had over 75 changes in the 5 weeks, 6 weeks that we've played. So it's at almost, I tell our guys, and in fact, I called you to say, this will change before the end of the week. So this is what I have for you today.
Well, if this stays as it is, this should be one heck of a football game next Friday, because Park Tudor, even if they should lose tonight, have proven themselves to be a pretty good football team.
Right.
I mean, they went through the dregs for a number of years of unable to even win a game, let alone be competitive. Now they've got it turned around over there.
It tells you when they changed their conference and they changed all the philosophy, it's really helped them.
Here is now this is going to be a touchdown. Here is a bad snack. The punter tried to punt the football.
Punt was intercepted by number 54, Lee Schreiner.
Lee Schreiner on the touchdown.
Schreiner gets the touchdown.
That's a 2-yard run for him.
Well, basically, he caught it in the end zone, so I'm not sure what kind of yardage he will get.
I got to give him a yard. That's the longest yard he's ever had. Let's see if our stat guy can get his picture up on there and see if we can challenge him a little bit. See if he's got a picture of Lee Schneider on there. Oh, congratulations. You know, that kid's got to feel pretty good.
It basically goes down as, I guess, a fumble recovery in the end zone. The point after is good. And we will take a break with a score 37-zip, Covenant Christian. And you're watching Warrior Football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Our family has been very happy working with Wallflower Pictures,
because they make sure that I get the acting skills that I need in this industry and the education that I need.
Wallflower Pictures supports UV's journey in the industry. They're very passionate about his growth, and they're very professional and attentive to our needs.
And I truly believe in the projects I've worked on, like For the Boys and The Walk.
We love working with Wallflower Pictures.
Well, the second quarter's been wild. We invite you to check out your YouTube channel. Watch more than 700 archive games. Subscribe today, Indiana SRN. And we thank you for being part of our family.
Guerin Catholic leads Northview in the second quarter with 6 minutes to play, 13-0. Also on the network, LaPel and Heritage Christian with 1 second to play in the half. LaPel is on the 9-yard line and did not score. So Heritage Christian leads at halftime 14-7.
Here's the kickoff and return. Heritage Christian ranked number 8 in the SAG poll this week, number 5 by the Associated Press, number 7 by the football coaches, 4-1 of the year. They're at Lapel, as you just mentioned.
That was a great ball game we had last week.
Oh, it was a beauty. Well, the longest drive that the Crimson Knights have had so far has been 3. They fumbled, had 3 punts, and a safety.
Holding Crimson Knights.
And total yardage is negative, isn't it?
Oh, it's got to be. All right, they're going to spot this one at the 15-yard line. Clock ticked away. It's under 4 minutes to go now in the first half.
And now there's confusion on the Covenant Christian side. There's a timeout by Covenant Christian. Didn't have enough players on the field. We're going to do a live look-in, Jerry. You're going to like this. I don't know where we're going to go, but we're going to go somewhere in the state of Indiana. And we are at Guerin Catholic. Score is 13-0. Guerin is in the black. Northview's in the white. Incomplete pass. I love this new feature. This new feature came to us the other day, Jerry, because our master control guy, Jerry Collins, is a wizard. Figures how to do all kinds of stuff. This is going to be really unique during tournament.
But he didn't. And in Garrison, they've tried downfield, and it has not really worked for him so far on the game. And we have a timeout on the play. It looks like. Who's taking it? Hold up there, folks. While we're trying to figure out what's going on with the Zebras, Keegan Garrison is 7 of 13 for 65 yards and a pick. That is not what he's accustomed to.
But when the receivers do pull it down, they're getting almost 10 yards a carry. What he's doing, even if he has to once twice.
We have time on the play on the field. Or do we?
Laugh about it now.
Oh, yeah, but it wasn't funny at the time.
No, sir. We'll have a nice little soda at the end of the game, I guarantee you that.
All right, we're back now to live action here at with the Crimson Knights having the football again. And one-on-one tackle this time. And the tackle made by Jay Wright. So on the 1st and 10, they get basically nothing. Yeah, they might want to give them a yard that time. It'll be 2nd down. We'll call it a long 9 or 10 yards. Big number 75, Gabe Carrizales, 6'3", 305, and a senior, anchors that offensive line for the Crimson Knights. Now they're doing kind of what I thought they were going to do. Just get the ball on the ground, let the clock run. It's 37-0.
Short game on the play, they'll bring up 3rd and 6.
So they gave him about 3 or 4 yards on the play. It'll be a 3rd down and about a half a dozen yards to go for the 1st down. Again, they being the Crimson Knights, Southern Crimson Knights, have shown no ability to score in this football game, and the best drive they've had has been a pass interference. Angling right side did get a pretty good block that time and gained a couple of yards. Brought down by Jay Wright. So we're looking at 4th down. We're going to get in that running clock situation.
In the second half?
Yep.
Best thing I think the association has done just to keep numbers down, safety, first, foremost, and then you don't want to embarrass anybody.
Nope. I think it's one of the best moves that the commission, but the IHSAA has done in a long time. I hate it because it's you like to see the game not get out of hand, but I love it because protection is one of the key ideas. We don't want kids getting hurt out there.
You're right.
Down to a minute and a half to play here in the first half, and it obviously has been all Covenant Christian in tonight's game. The punt is blocked. It'll be picked up and taken down to about the 1 yard line.
Zach White on the recovery, number 50.
Thought he had a touchdown.
He thought he had a touchdown.
You could see the disappointment.
For the Warriors.
Shoot, this is what you tell your grandkids. Yeah, I blocked the ball, scored. It was a close game. Saved the game for us.
So just another negative situation. They have punted the ball 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Got a safety, a punt block, and a fumble. And now they'll line up with the first down and goal from the 1 yard line. Is that flat at quarterback?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Tony, hands off. And I don't think that Nardy made it that time.
Will Lyons with the carry for the Warriors. That'll bring up second down.
This is the 5th drive that Covenant Christian has had starting in Crimson Knights territory. Good job defensively. I'll give them credit that time.
They've only punted the ball 1 time this half. Is that correct? Covenant Christian?
Yes. That was on the previous possession prior to the fumble recovery in the end zone. So let's see what's going to happen here. They're going to pass on a 1 yarder over the middle and incomplete.
Pass incomplete intended for number 80, Ty Gossel. Third down, Warriors.
It'll be third down and 1 yard to go. Looking at one of the big guys on defense. They got number 76 out there, 6'1", 240, and a senior. They list him at defensive end. You see him right in the middle of your screen. He's almost like you can say middle linebacker, but he's playing up on the line of scrimmage. Pretty good sized young man. Third down and goal. High snap. Picked up back at about the 10. Trying to throw it away is Tony Flatt. He'll fire into the end zone, and it's caught.
Oh, my goodness.
Even when bad things happen, good things happen.
Jay Wright
gets it.
How about that? Ball goes over your head about 9 yards, 10 yards. You don't panic, but you see the guy open in the flat, so what do? You just throw it to him. Boy, it's better to be lucky than good.
Absolutely. So with the exception of a punt, Covenant Christian has scored every time they've touched the football here in the second half. Looking to make it 44-zip. Jackson Brew is listed as the only kicker on this team.
You know what, Jerry? He's kicking without a kicking tee. There is no tee on the ground.
I don't believe he needs it. It is good.
My goodness. If the man is kicking without a kicking tee in high school, I think he's ready for the next level of college. With a little 1-inch tee might not even be effective.
Let's take a look at this touchdown pass again. Watch the snap come over the head of the quarterback, Tony Flatt. Here it is. Flatt doesn't panic. He goes back and picks the ball up at about the 25-yard line.
And he throws it off the wrong foot.
It'll only go down officially as a 1 yard touchdown pass.
though. He threw it 26 yards.
Threw it 26 yards.
Okay.
So they have now had the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. They had to punt on one play, and one of those possessions, by the way, was a safety, so we won't call that possession. But every time they've touched the football, it has been
points.
A touchdown. Yep, points in some fashion. And they scored at 9:20 of the first quarter on a Wilson 4-yard run, and since then the floodgates just opened up. 17 seconds to play in the first half. I mentioned the Knights are giving up an average of 28.4 in their 5 games. Here is the punt. The kickoff, I should say, inside the 5, a fumble, and it's going to be picked up by Covenant Christian, and with 7 seconds to go, they will stop the clock at 6 seconds to go. Now let's see what the coaching staff wants to do. I don't know, maybe Sean Lyons just says let's call off the dogs a little bit. Sean took over this ball club a couple of games back. You and I chatted about it last week, Keith. You're always concerned when you change coaches in the middle of the season, but this ball club didn't miss a beat.
No, they really haven't. We had a flag, and they waved the flag off. I think they were going to call face mask, and they waved that off. So,
yeah, they're in the victory.
I think they're just going to kneel it here.
Going to take a knee. They're in the victory formation right now.
And Jerry, I have to tell you, this is class right here.
Yeah, it is.
This is exactly what you needed to do. You do not need any more points. You have officially, unless something miraculously happens, you have won this game in the first half.
Well, you got the running clock starting in the second half, so it's going to zip along. There is your halftime score. Covenant Christian 44, and the Crimson Knights nothing, as we have come to halftime.
"90 seconds left in the first half of the Guerin Catholic game." Let's take a live look in, Jerry.
Okay.
Our announcers, Jonathan Mathis and Tom Seitz.
Shut out Northview so far through 2 quarters, and if they can get anything going, maybe they can get a 3-score lead going to the half.
Garrison usually throws for over 400 yards a game. So far, he's on track to get less than half of that. He's sitting around 78 total yards passing through the air at the moment.
Now Sam Miller at the front of the eye, hands it off to Jagger Albert. Gets to the 21 maybe. And yes, he does.
It's another 5-yard pickup.
Clock now running. We'll see if Guerin will pick up the urgency. Got a long way to go if they want to get into field goal range, of which they haven't attempted one yet this season. 60 seconds, maybe just trying to play it safe here. 2nd and 4. Jagger Albert. Twirled down by Braxton Sampson, the linebacker, and one of the players for Northview who had a shot at a touchdown last series. The clock running. Guerin will just have to snap it one more time. So as we get ready for halftime, Tom, what are some of your reflections? Guerin has been the aggressor in this game. They haven't got the yardage, but they haven't really needed to.
That is true. Guerin has been able to capitalize on amazing field position through this game, through a couple picks and fumbles here and there. But for the most part, the numbers for Northview actually look better. They're outpacing Guerin by only 4 yards at the moment, but they've had to make up a lot more field distance this game.
One more snap for Guerin Catholic. And never mind. A little penalty flag on the field. And depending on how things go, this might be a little delay game against Guerin Catholic. They might not be run another play. It'll be the first penalty of the game against Guerin. Very few penalties in this game. 3 combined between the two teams.
That's what you like to see in high school football. You know that the kids are well coached. You know that they're out there to get the job done. And for the most part, they're doing it.
4 seconds on the clock. 3rd down and 7. And Sam Miller hands it to the up back Braden Hall, and we're going to halftime. And if you're a Guerin Catholic fan, you're pretty pumped. You haven't seen your Golden Eagles score since September the 11th. And here on October 2nd, Guerin Catholic leads 13-0, and they've done so on the strength of a strong rushing attack. Jagger, Albert, and Guerin Catholic have rushed for 103 yards. Not all by Jagger, but all 2 touchdowns were by him. And Guerin leads 13-0. So we get ready for halftime.
Well, you see it's 13-0. Guerin Catholic over Northview. They're at halftime. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to try to get you a live look into the Heritage Christian Lapel game. We're going to have lots of games for you going on this week on Indiana SRN. And don't forget to check out our city tournament draw. The city tournament for volleyball starts this week, and we will have the semifinals for you on Wednesday and the finals on Thursday right here on Indiana SRN. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. You're watching Warrior Football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Boron Homes is proud to present Briar Creek. Beautifully landscaped and maintained, today's manufactured homes provide durable, state-of-the-art housing at prices you can afford. Enjoy the tax benefits of owning, including lower property taxes combined with easy maintenance of renting. Briar Creek, it's truly unique. The only 55-plus manufactured home neighborhood in the Indianapolis area. Located just east of I-465 on Pendleton Pike, near Fort Harrison State Park. Visit Briar Creek today.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs, We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Welcome back. It's halftime. It's 44-0, Crimson Knights and the Covenant Christian Warriors. Let's take a look at some other games that are going on. Heritage Christian and LaPel. They just started the third quarter, Jerry. The score is 14-7. And also congratulations to Covenant Christian's tennis team. 5-0, winning their sectional the other night.
Yeah, they defeated Ben Davis 5-0 to win their fifth consecutive sectional title back on Thursday night. And the team improved to 15-6 on the year. They advance now to face the winner of Brownsburg Plainfield in the regional number 1 semifinal on Tuesday. So they're doing quite well. Congrats to them. The boys and girls soccer teams open up sectional play this coming week. The girls will face Greenwood Christian Academy in the sectional number 42 semifinal on Thursday, October the 8th at Speedway High. Game time 7, with the final schedule for Saturday, October 10th at 2 in the afternoon. The boys will face the winner of Lebanon Garin Catholic in the sectional number 26 semifinal, Wednesday the 7th, 7:30 p.m. at Cardinal Ritter. The sectional number 26 is slated for Saturday, October 10th at 7 o'clock. And the cross-country team will compete in the city tournament this Saturday at Graham Martin Park, and the sectional next Saturday at Ben Davis High School. You ran on the cross-country team, didn't you?
I ran after water a lot. Don't go nuts. We are looking live at LaPel High School, live look-in as Heritage Christian and LaPel is playing, and that they're starting in the third quarter. This new feature that we have picked up here on Indiana Srn. Very excited about having this feature. So let's go live and let's listen in to Sean Crawl and Joey Lindstrom.
Happy yourself in making others happy. That's what service is all about. By connecting to local organizations, you have plenty of opportunities to serve. At Garin Catholic, we are compassionate. There are so many opportunities to travel at Garin Catholic, from mission trips to Costa Rica to performing in New York City. We are explorers. You will find the Garin Catholic community all around the world, working, singing, and learning, all to get closer to Christ. Here we are at our chapel. This is where I leave you. But as you think about your future, I'll give you one last piece of advice from Mother Garin.
Still lowering his shoulder on that play.
Yeah, Dollar came back in that time. Nice little breather for him, as it's now a first down in Heritage Christian territory at their 40-yard line. And, this hurry up is kind of interesting. We didn't see much of this or any telltale signs of it in the first half, but I kind of like it.
Well, I like it too. What I really like about it is that they don't have time to think. They don't have the time. Jackson just good fill on that one.
But you know what I think is interesting? Maybe this lights a fire under Heritage's offense, and they come out in a little no huddle.
Ooh, maybe.
I'd like to see them sling it down the field too. Stowe to Dollar, great coverage again, and Harrison Waltz comes in after he got slowed up. Did Dollar by Colin Thompson, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Thompson with that initial first contact and just kind of holding on for dear life. Come on, Waltz, and so. Got it. That was a great TFL, tackle for loss.
So 3rd and 11. 2 great run stops for Heritage. Let's see what they've got dialed up here on 3rd and long. Still blitz, knocked down, almost intercepted. Boy, if I'm telling you, had he been aware, is that 50 or 58? I can't really tell.
That was just great pressure to force Stowe to just kind of chuck it. Thankfully, that wasn't a fumble for Lapel.
Yeah, Colin Thompson knocked it down, and the other defender was so bent on hitting the quarterback, he could have picked it off as he jumps up right there.
Yeah, he dove at him.
Hit him in his helmet.
Dunked him. Now you see Moreau's in the backfield, and this.
Here comes Stowe to the right side, and here's that Wildcat wild dog in for. He's going to kick it again.
Good punt.
Corner coffin corner. Oh, that was close.
It was a nice spiral off his foot, and it just missed going out of bounds.
He had great spin on that too, and it looked like it might check up like a nice Tiger Woods putt there, but not quite. And he was so distraught, like, I thought I had it.
Yeah, he was both his hands on his head. Just, oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
Actually, I probably should have went with the Phil Mickelson sand wedge, checking up there instead of the Tiger putt.
A nice little flop.
Yeah. All right, so Heritage Christian, their first series here in the second half on their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, leading 14-7 here at the Boneyard, Lapel High School. Colton Brown has it, going right with his entourage. Cuts back up, finds some space.
Oh my gosh.
Could he? Tripped up at the last second.
How did he? I don't understand how he stayed in bounds and still was able to accelerate like that. He was able to stop on a dime and go again. That was awesome.
That's what's incredible about him is his ability to do that. And that's going to open up a lot of things if you can get that type of run on your first run here in the second half.
Yeah, what a talent. And by the way, great blocking up front to make that happen too initially, and the rest is history for Colton Brown's play on that one.
Oh, by the way, and a junior.
He's a junior too?
Yeah.
That works out nicely, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So they hand it to him again. Just gets about 5 yards there on that play. Again, nice little run. Your Max Milton's like, it keeps my jersey clean. I will take it.
What's interesting, too, this is the 7th drive for Heritage Christian, and Lapel just got done with their 7th drive. So it's really they've been trading ways, just absolutely trading the ball away in different ways, because punts or turnovers or what have you. Thankfully, this is just so entertaining.
2nd down, they give it to Brown again, looking to get to the outside. He's going to get out of bounds, maybe 3 yards short of the first down, 3 or 4. 3rd and manageable for Heritage on the far side of the field. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, just your simple outside zone on that one. Now it's 3rd and 4. I think if you're Coach Ray, you go with probably a fly route from Waltz. You're going to have a 3-by-1 set to the left side, I would say. And out of this, okay, Schleimer's actually the third receiver. So they're either going to run it up the middle, or I think they got to pass short.
All right, let's see what he's got. Oh, bad snap, and down he goes. Well, that kind of took care of everything there.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be 4th and 10 from their 40. And are they going to try and pin him down, or are they going to run a play here?
I think he's going to try to run a play because this is, that no matter what happens, Lapel's going to have a pretty good chance at the ball here, because whether you run an offensive play or whether you try to punt, they're either going to come after it or they're going to try to bring pressure.
All right, here we go. 4th and 9. Brown in the backfield with Milton. 2 receivers to each side. Watch Sharp. No, it's going the opposite way. He's low throw. He was looking for Gehrig. Didn't quite get it to him. Turnover on downs again. Third time.
That was hard because Milton was looking for Schlemer out there on the wheel route. But ultimately, when Gehrig came underneath, he just needs to put the ball on him. And I think Gehrig either got tripped up when he was cutting out, or I don't know what happened there. But you got to be able to put yourself in a position to get that.
Both teams have turned it over on downs 3 times in the game tonight, and we still stand at 14-7 here midway through the third quarter. Stowe in at quarterback, Dollar behind him. Allman's there too. And now we got a timeout because we had some issues there. Looked like a personnel issue for Lapel. We'll take the break with him. You're watching Eagles football powered by Indiana Srn.
Well, welcome back to our game as we're at Covenant Christian, taking on the Crimson Knights. And nice little live-in feature, but Jerry Baker, Keith Myers for you, and Jerry running down the scores here at halftime with, you see the score 44-0.
Yeah, things have gone pretty much, Keith, as you and I anticipated. You try to be as nice as you can about this, but it's been one-sided from the get-go. In fact, at the 9:20 mark of the opening period of play, Michael Wilson for Covenant Christian goes in from 4 yards out to make it 7-0. And that was on a fumble recovery. The first time the Crimson Knights touched it, they fumbled it. They have gone fumble, punt, safety, punt, block. So it's not been a very good night for the Crimson boys.
Negative 13 yards in the first half.
It's just awful. And then at the 6:44 mark, Terry with a 25-yard pass reception goes in to make it a 14-0 football game. And then Trey Flatt gets into the act with a 15-yard pass reception at the 2:54 mark. It's 21-0 at that time on the clock. And Tony Flatt, brother Tony, runs one in from 21 yards out to the 9:14 mark of the second quarter. Goes 28-0. And then a safety on a bad snap in the end zone makes it a 30-0 football game. And then the only negative play of the entire game as far as Covenant Christian's concerned, they had to punt the football away only one time. And then when they did get back on defense again, Schreiner, a fumble recovery in the end zone, made it 37-0. That's at the 4:05 mark of the second quarter. And at the waning seconds, actually, of the first half, 17 seconds to go, a pass to right from only 1 yard out, although, which you pointed out, it was about a 25, 26-yard pass because the snap was back over the quarterback's head, managed to chase it down, go into the end zone. It goes down officially as a 1-yard touchdown reception, and that's where we are at halftime, Keith, 44-0.
Let's take a look at scores around the area. Northeastern and Shenandoah. Shenandoah leads 46-6. North Harrison and Silver Creek. Silver Creek leads 28-14. Centerville leads Union County 33-6. That is at halftime. Western is taking on Northwestern. Western leads 43-6 at halftime. Eastbrook leads Blackford 56-13. Mitchell and Providence 14-8. Providence. Hamilton Southeastern 27, Noblesville 10, Madison Grant 29, Elwood 20, Marion 30, Muncie Central 0, Lewis Cass and West Lafayette 51-6 West Lafayette. Leadman is beating Crawfordsville 39-0. That's a very good Leadman Ball Club. We had them a couple years ago in the regional finals up at Leadman a few years back, Jerry. Eastern is taking on the Zebras of Rochester, 21-0. The Zebras going down, looking at some Indianapolis schools as Scottsburg leads Rock Creek 72-0. Huntington North and Leo 14-0. Edinburgh and Traders Point leading 28-0. That is on our sister radio station. And Southridge is leading South Spencer 42-0. And finally, the Attica Red Raiders, I love that ball club, is down by Covenant Trojans 30-6. We'll go one more for you. How about this one? Tipton and Hamilton Heights. Hamilton Heights leads 14-7, and Speedway and Cascade 14-0 Speedway. We'll have a lot more for you during the second half of this ball game.
Heath, do we have anything on the Park Tudor Beech Grove game?
I'm trying to look right now, Jerry. I do not see that score yet, and I will track that down for you.
All right, very good. Park Tudor was scheduled to play Phelan Academy, which is a charter school, and then got a chance to move away from that game. And they're playing Beech Grove tonight. Beech Grove 4-2, a 4A school. So Park Tudor steps up. The reason I mentioned that's the team that we'll be seeing next week. So we're looking at the Northview Guerin game, which is just getting underway in the third quarter. And we're getting ready to come back and get set for our second half. Interesting. I love the 3A or the Class A rankings this week. Indianapolis Lutheran and South Adams are just going after each other ranking-wise. Lutheran coming off a loss. They are home against Monrovia. They're 5-1. And South Adams is at Jay County. They are 6-0 tonight. So we're set now. And it's Crimson Knights honors to kick off here in the second half. And Keith, I assume we'll have that running clock you and I chatted about.
Yeah, the one thing they installed a couple years ago in the association. Looking forward to seeing that, just to not try to embarrass anybody.
So there's the whistle, and the second half is just about underway. Covenant Christian with a 44-0 lead. Line drive taken up the 25-yard line. Out across the 30 and the 35, and looking for running room across the 40. And out near midfield, and finally drugged down on that kickoff return. And a flag goes down late. That was Gage Coffey on the return for Covenant Christian.
I think you may have a face mask here against the Crimson Knights.
Coffey, by the way, is a running back. This year is 48 carries, 353 yards, and Keith, he's gone over the 2,000-yard mark for the career. That's what it is. He's at 21-17 rushing yards coming into tonight's game. So they've got a couple of big-time numbers. Austin Frazier coming into the game over 3,000 yards, 3,515 yards passing for a career with 48 touchdowns. And then Gage Coffey on the ground, 2,117 career yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. And again, Covenant Christian will start this drive in Crimson Knights territory. This will be the the sixth time now that Covenant Christian has started a drive on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Gage Coffey is going to get a lot of touches this quarter, I got a feeling, Jerry.
Well, Keith and I were talking before we went on the air. Keep an eye open because we're liable to see anybody in that backfield tonight. We've already seen Tony Flatt at the quarterbacking position. In fact, he's throwing a ran in for a touchdown. Tony did from 21 yards out. And the clock will run this second half rather quickly. Pressure, running, finding some open room, getting a couple of good blacks.
Oh, my goodness.
And brought down inside, just inside the 20-yard line.
You went from negative yardage to positive yardage very quickly. Into the third quarter, Beech Grove 26, Park Tudor 10. You asked, you got.
Thank you very much.
That is on our sister station, believe it or not, on our radio stations of Indiana SRN.
So they got the first down, and that is, by the way, Tony Flatt, who was running at the quarterbacking position coming into the game. He'd been in 6 games and was 1 for 2 with 11 yards total to his credit. And he is in right now in place of Austin Frazier. No reason to take a chance of getting your ace quarterback in any kind of a physical situation tonight. He started the game, and he has been out. I don't recall him even being back in, Keith, once Flatt got in there. Here's the handoff up the middle, moving forward. The pile goes with him. It should be good enough, perhaps, for another first down as they get the ball inside the 15, almost down to the 10-yard line.
Second down and 4 to go.
So officially, I guess, second down and 2. And Tony will take the snap. Single running back setting up on his left shoulder.
As he's taking that whole entire play clock down to 0.
Throwing.
Touchdown, Warriors.
And the pass is good for the touchdown. From about 12 yards out.
Gage Coffey on the reception. Clock will continue to run here, Jerry.
Yep. Right on through any kind of a delay in the game. And here is the point after bye brew. And it is good. So we'll take a break. Now it's 51-0 Covenant Christian over Crimson on Indiana SRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
Ah, my favorite patient. Ah, my favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
my favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
Hey, we're looking for our 750th subscriber on YouTube for a $50 gift card at Aspen Creek Grill. That's in Fishers. So subscribe today and never miss another game.
You know, and I'll be happy to go to dinner with you if you like to invite us. My wife and I would be happy to go to dinner with you.
You wouldn't even leave the tip.
Yes, I would.
You would leave the tip?
Yes, I would.
You are such a guy. Well, it didn't take long, did it? 6:53 mark and the running clock. There's the kickoff taken by the Crimson Knights.
Jet Foster on the tackle. I tell you what, Jerry, we're going to be getting names that these double and triple numbers that Coach gave us are coming in heading this quarter. because of he's playing everybody on the roster tonight.
Covenant Christian did not score in the second quarter. They were outscored. Covenant Christian has outscored its opponents 129-7 in the second quarter. And in the second quarter of this game, there's 14, 21, 28.
So they're right at their average.
Yeah, well, there's a safety in there, so it's 20, 14, I'm looking at here, 21, 24 points. So 153-7 outscoring. In the third quarter of games, Covenant Christian has outscored their opponents 52-7. Now that number goes down because by halftime in many of those games, Keith, the game is basically over, and you're seeing the coaches pull back a little bit and play some guys who don't get a lot of playing time.
And you're running that clock, and you want to make sure that everybody gets to play. And
so this drive started at the 33 for the Crimson Knights.
Beech Grove just scored again, Jared, to make it 32-10 starting of the fourth quarter.
And Guerin has also put another score on the board. Here's looks like a flag. It looks like it wasn't a yellow marker.
I think that was the ball, actually. The ball bounced right back to him.
Thought the official threw down a white marker of some kind. That's generally a bag that they will throw down to mark.
The bean bag.
The bean bag.
Yeah, he dropped the ball, and the bean bag came pop back up, and so did the ball come right back to him.
All right.
The other officials are going, did you throw a flag? He goes, no, just my bean bag.
In these kind of games, you never know what to expect.
Exactly.
Third down and 3. Clock in a hurry, running through. They're going to get the first down. And according to my unofficial numbers, that is their first down of the game.
I kind of really like what Covenant's doing here, you know, because this is also good for the Crimson Knights Ball Club to get some positive yardage and not have to, go 3 and out.
So we'll mark it at the 47-yard line. Call it a first down at 10. The clock continues to run in this mercy rule. Runner gets out right around the 50-yard line. So it's a gain of about 3 yards now for the Crimson Knights. In fact, they'll mark it just length of the football across the midfield stripe. And again, if you joined us late, the Crimson Knights, this is a homeschool team. These are youngsters that have opted not to go to their respective high school in their area, being homeschooled, and they get together and form a football team, and it's got to be difficult for them. Here is a fumble, I believe it is, and recovered by Covenant Christian.
Let's take a look at Indiana SRN schedule for next week. You have Frontier at West Central. Shelbyville takes on Mount Vernon. North Central of Farmersburg at Traders Point. Cecina is taking on Ritter at Marion University. Terre Haute South visits Southport. Tinley takes on Heritage Christian. Park Tudor takes on Covenant Christian. So another 9 games for you next week on the network of Indiana SRN. Sectional play in soccer this week as well. And the city semifinal and final volleyball.
Another busy week for you guys.
14 games, that's all.
So the Warriors had the football. They are 6-0 on the year, averaging 52.8 points per game, and that's just pretty much where they are right now at 51 points. And they will have the football for the second time in the second half. And they'll start the drive once again in the opposition team territory at the 44-yard line. It'll be second down Gain of about a yard that time. 2nd down and 9, and the clock continues to wind down to 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. And a whistle will blow, maybe delay of game. Didn't see much else.
Yep, delay game it is.
That's one of, maybe 2 mistakes they've made in the entire game?
I think so.
Well, they had the penalty. They had the defensive pass interference.
And then they had the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Right. Which will not please the coaching staff at all.
No. Those penalties will hurt you.
Especially, I mean, in a tight game, when you're coasting along, maybe it's no big deal, but the coaches will make note of that. I assure you of that. Some confusion. They had a receiver, Jackson Brew, was there and kind of got caught up in traffic. So what are we, 2nd down and we're showing 14. It's going to be more like 21 or so before the second we get the first down. Well, that third quarter went by in a hurry, didn't it? And that is the end of the third quarter. You are watching Warrior Football, powered by Indiana Srn.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Well, let's correct something. That was one of the situations that we feared we were going to discover. We have one of the players, Daniel Shin, who's wearing 2 numbers, or not at the same time, number 84 and number 10. We think that was Shin on that last call. Here's the reception. On the near side, that's Gavin Tyndall, we think.
Nope, Nolan Jones.
Yep, okay, that's another double number guy.
Yep.
All right.
I think we have the 3rd string in for Covenant Christian, which I think there's a few freshmen.
We have 8 players listed who are wearing
double numbers.
2 different numbers.
Yes.
So we are trying to
We're trying our best.
Ferret that out. 4th down and 8. The third quarter went by in a hurry, didn't it?
Yes, sir. Punt formation.
Second punt of the game. For Covenant Christian, the Warriors look at win number 7.
Will this improve? Can this improve your Sacrament rating, or could this hurt your Sacrament rating?
I don't. Well, it's probably going to hurt it a little bit because you're playing a team that isn't even. You know, we talk about the rate of schedule, the strength of schedule, and they're not even listed on the strength of schedule. So it's certainly not going to help them any, I would not think. Sagarin is an interesting poll if you've ever checked it out. If you go to, Sagarin ratings, they rank everything, including the size of your popcorn bag and courtesy of your concession stand. It's amazing
Jeff is just a wizard, isn't
he? And in fact, I rely on that a lot because of I don't have a lot of faith in the other polls because they're based on personalities. I think the coaches try to get it right. The media tries to get it right, but it's just so much guesswork involved there. At least you get something to hang your hat on. This drive began, we'll call it the 19.
He's going.
That's some run on it's some movement on the right side by Ethan Click.
Great run. That's most positive yardage they had all night. Look at this hole.
That's the second first down of the ball game for them. So
nice tackle.
Really nice run. They are across midfield, down just across, just inside the 45. And the clock continues to wind at 8 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Fourth quarter, 51-zip football game. Covenant Christian jumping out early. They led 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, 44-0 at halftime. Tacked on 7 more in the third, 51-zip. And that's where we are right now. Looking to throw. And that is Jaron Dunlap, who was in at the quarterbacking spot.
Beech Grove scores again, Jerry. Now they're just piling it on, 39-10. And Park Tudor just hoping to get out of there in pretty good shape and no one hurt, so they can have a great game next week, because I think that could be a doozy of 1A opponents.
It should be a terrific game. So here we go now with the clock at 7:40 to go in the fourth and final quarter of this football game tonight here on Indiana SRN. Second down, give it 5. Put a man in motion to the right side. Set up the offense out of the shotgun and trying to throw to that man who was in motion. It is incomplete. That was Carter Graff. He's a 6 foot, 160-pound senior who was the man in motion of the intended receiver that time. So it's third down and 5.
Have you seen that Center Grove Ball Club play?
I have not. Not yet.
6A, Center Grove, Brownsburg, Carmel, Westfield, Maryville. As you mentioned, Maryville is playing Chittard at Chittard this week.
That'll be a good matchup. Center Grove, everything I've read about, everything Kyle Nedenreep writes in the Indianapolis Star, and I'm sure he's getting a little tired of writing everything so positive, but they're just that good right now. Eric Moore's just got a machine down there. Movement. Nowhere to go for Christopher Klein. And Klein finally jumps back into the pile of humanity. Gets close to first down. No reason to punt it away. Go ahead and run for it unless they mark this down as a first down. It's close.
They're going to give him the first down.
Waiting for him to move the chain gang. Yep, they do. So the third first down of the game for the Crimson Knights. Now Maryville comes in at 5-0, and Chittard is 6-0. Check at 5-1. Same man in motion again to the right side. They're going to try the same play on a fourth down. They're firing upfield, got defenders up there, and it's going to be a pass interference call. They had 1, 2, 3, 4 Covenant Christian defenders in the area, and that will give them, on that 1st and 10, a 15-yard penalty. I'm assuming that's the way it's going to be. We have not seen anything official from the White Hat yet.
the delay is a little bit too long, Jerry.
Yeah, for this kind of a call, I agree, Keith. I mean, it's pretty obvious. We got defensive pass interference, you would assume, and there it is. So the third first down of the drive and the fourth of the ball game now for the Crimson Knights.
Well, this is interesting. They declined the pass interference, but they took the roughing the passer, so it will be a wash, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm going to say, what's the difference? Same thing. They will mark it off inside. Now, here comes a flag in from the far sideline. Oh, I guess he was just tossing it back to the official. I'm thinking, wait a minute, what just happened here? Tossing one of the officials picked up the yellow flag and threw it across the field. So the ball is spotted at the 19-yard line, and this is by far the deepest penetration of the game for the Crimson Knights. They'd love to get something on the board, Keith, between now and this final 4:35.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. He's looking for the jar.
Here's the pass that is caught and inside the 5 and down to around the 2-yard line. Good throw, good catch, and good movement after the catch.
First down, Crimson Knights.
Here it is again.
Three-step drop. Did a nice job of keeping inbounds, Jerry. Really, to be honest, they forced him to the outside. I think that ball may be on the 2-yard line.
That's our friend number 13.
Is that right?
That's our buddy. The ball is spotted at the 1-yard line.
Mr. Unknown.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Jerry Collins.
I have no idea who he is, but the roster that we were given doesn't even show a 13, so I don't want to take a guess and pick who it is. Wide out to the left side, and boom.
Wow.
It was interesting. I was keeping an eye on Carter Graff. He was set to the left side as a wideout and all the way almost out to the sideline, watching him, and apparently that's what the quarterback, Dunlap, was looking at because, boom, the next thing you know, he is down. And the clock continues to go with 3:04 to play. It'll be second down and goal. Ball is just inside the 10-yard line. Christopher Klein is in at quarterback right now. Out of a I formation, had a couple of running backs, throws toward the end zone, pass incomplete. And number 13 again is the intended receiver.
Third down.
I've never done this in a broadcast, Jerry, but I'm going to try. If you know who number 13 is, would you please tweet that to us at Indiana SRN?
I'd love to give the young man credit.
We would.
He's been punting. He's been active in this last drive, and we apologize. We simply do not have him anywhere near the roster. Now this time they set a wideout, Eric Hendrickson to the left side of the screen, very left side of the screen. And they're going to throw in that direction, and it's going to be incomplete. And the clock is going to continue to wind down. They may get one, perhaps two more plays in here. 90 seconds to go. Fourth down and goal. It's been an awful night offensively for the Crimson Knights.
They have had positive offense, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, in the second half. So their drives in the first half: fumble, punt, a safety, punt, a punt blocked, and a fumble again here in the second half. This is Klein at quarterback. Here's the handoff around the right side, and that is Click, who goes in for the touchdown. Sounds like they got a cheering section down there.
So this makes it 51-6. As we said, Covenant Christian now will go 7-0, Jerry.
Yep.
With 2 games left.
They go 7-0, Covenant Christian 7-0, and they will have Park Tudor, the number 9 team in the state in offense. They are averaging 45.7 points a game. That'll be a home game for Covenant Christian.
Could be a shootout.
It could be. Then close out things on the 16th at Oldenburg Academy. Both those games 7 o'clock, and both those games covered. Here's the interception on the 2-point conversion, and that's going to take us down to 3 seconds and 2 seconds and 1 and zeros. And it's 51-6, the final score. Here's the touchdown run again by Click. And just a reminder, do you know Indiana SRN streams more than 300 games a year that reach millions? If you'd like to help us put kids first by advertising on Indiana SRN, contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Well, Keith, no excuses made. Crimson Knights come in doing the best they can do, but the game was pretty much as you and I anticipated.
Yeah, and you come to play. Now what you got to do, you got a week of practice for Covenant Christian. You're going to play a very good Park Tudor team. So you see how many people are healthy, that everybody's nice and healthy, and everybody got to play, feel good. What really kind of neat was the coin toss tonight, having the teacher who's been battling cancer doing the coin toss, and that was really kind of cool to see that tonight.
Yeah, this was Cancer Awareness Night, and who Keith is talking about is Amy Atterbury, currently going through chemo treatments this semester for breast cancer, and she was on hand for the ceremonial coin flip prior to the game. Covenant, by the way, is doing a GoFundMe in her honor to sponsor scholarship funds for Covenant families accepted by cancer, and also say hello again to the Kingsway Christian Schools team, one of the feeder schools for their football team, being on hand tonight. Keith, just looking ahead very briefly before we head for the woods here tonight. Park Tudor coming in next week, 7 o'clock game. They are 4-0, or were 4-0 coming into tonight's game, ranked number 12 in the Sagarin rankings. They were number 9 in the state, number 6 in 1A in offense, with average of almost 46 points per ball game. That could be a very exciting shootout next week.
And we'll have it for you right here at 7 o'clock next Friday night.
So,
thanks.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we'll wrap things up. Covenant Christian now at a 7-0 ball club. They were ranked this week. Let's see if that's how this may impact their rankings. I don't think it's going to go down, that's for sure. But there's your final score. Thanks to our crew tonight, both technically and to Keith alongside. I'm Jerry Baker. Your final score again, Covenant Christian 51, Crimson Knight 6 here on Indiana SRN.
Your car's ready. The valet's here.
Thank you very much.
You bet.